Brad, what can you tell us about the injuries to your top three guys? We know about Jenner week to week, but what do you know about Laine and Voracek at this point?
Jake won't be playing tonight. Obviously, Jens is out, and we're going to see on Patty. Patty's going to skate this morning, and I'll know more later.
So Laine could play tonight?
Possibility, yes.
Is there a sense of term for Jake with this thing, or is it just day to day?
Right now, day to day. So we'll go from there.
Yeah. So when you see how he went down, you see how Laine felt after his, how fortunate do you feel? Losing Jenner's a big deal, but with those two guys in particular, how fortunate do you feel to have the news that you have?
Yeah, in real time, it's looking pretty bad. You're potentially losing your top three scorers going into your next game in a matter of minutes, right? So it is what it is. There's no point in dwelling on it or whining about it. It happens in this game, and now we got to play tonight.
Brad, with Jenner out, there's obviously opportunity. Who would step up at center?
Gauntz is going to play center for us tonight.
And then are there any other lineup changes?
Fix Wolanski's in. Everything else the same.
Who comes out? Oh, is that for Jenner? Okay.
Yep.
The defensive effort the other day against the Wild, if it was one of your better games, what did you really like about that effort?
Well, we just played hard. I mean, again, coming out of the Islanders game, what was frustrating is we started really well defensively. We didn't give up anything in that game, and then we hurt ourselves. And that was kind of the message when we looked at video. I allowed the team to watch some of the stuff we're talking about. Sometimes you come in saying, "Hey, we hurt ourselves," but our job as coaches is to try and help them. And so showing them the big mistakes that we made that just within structure, within lack of battle, within the puck management areas, we really hurt ourselves. So trying to minimize that. That Minnesota, that's a good hockey team. We haven't seen them in a couple of years here, and they're going to be a handful for teams moving forward here. So we knew we were going to be in one, and we are going to give up some chances, but you got to make them earn their chances, right? That's the big thing. You want the teams to make sure they're earning everything they get. Turnover stuff happens from time to time, but that's another area tonight. We're going to be short-manned a little bit. Obviously, some key guys, so we got to make them earn their opportunities again, and it can be done. That part of it can be done. It's just how the mindset and making sure we're smart in certain areas.
Brad, and this has been a season of guys in and out of the lineup, and you guys have handled it pretty well. Can you just talk about your confidence in your group, given what you've been through before, knowing that, okay, we got a couple guys out, and others will step up?
Yeah, well, there's no choice, right? And you can't dwell on it or whine about it. Nobody really cares. So certain guys are going to get opportunities. Certain guys are going to get in higher in the lineup, draw into the lineup, in positions, maybe power play time. And they're all starving for it, right? Everybody wants that extra time, so they're going to get it. And we know Vegas can be hungry tonight. They're on that playoff bubble, fighting for points, like every team right now. It seems like. So you're up against a very formidable opponent, and by effort, I think this group since the break, effort-wise, has been pretty consistent. And knock on wood, and there's none here, but I'll go here then. That stays consistent. And, even the Islanders game, the third got away from us. The first was really good, I thought. That second period was a game of mistakes that we brought upon ourselves. But I think you saw in the Minnesota game the effort again. Coming off a tough day of staying in New York and flying and doing all those things on a back-to-back against a good team, we dug in. So I expect us to dig in. I do. I wouldn't expect anything different from this group. I think they've done a good job of when their backs are against the wall, they got to really push. That they've done that, and I really have seen some growth from the break, and I hope we see that again tonight.
And that's where is there a connection between having been there before this season and knowing you can get it done, and then going into a game like this where, yeah, okay, we got some extra challenges, but we've been there.
Yeah, we've been there, and hopefully they draw on that, and it's got to. We know our foundation. It has to start with effort, competitiveness, and all those areas we've talked about within our structure. So if we do that, and we can give ourselves a chance.
Danforth as well was a guy that got injured a couple games ago. Do you have a sense of where he's at?
He's day-to-day also. He won't be in tonight, but day-to-day.
Yeah. If Petty can't go, do you have a sense of where that goes? That's a bit speculative.
I do.
But
I got a sense where that's going to go. I'll let you know at game time, though.
Deal.
Brad, when did you know something was up with Boone? Was he limited during the game the other night?
Boone's been playing with this injury for a bit now, and knowing Boone, he doesn't say much, right? It's been weeks, really. But it got to the point last game where it was almost demobilizing for him, and he was crushed. It was, we talked after the game, and he was just he's like a crushed soul, which was hard to talk to him about. But he wants to play so bad. He wants to lead this team. But, unfortunately, sometimes injuries pull you out of the lineup, and that's where he's at.
In many ways, Boone is so consistent with his performance that it seems like people around here feel like they know him and know his game. Having said that, have you seen a different level from him this year, his first year as captain? Have you learned more about Boone this year, even though you've known him for a long time?
Yeah, I think we all know Boone, his work ethic it's at the top every night, but can you elevate your game in a leadership position? And that's one of those things that you don't know until he gets in that role. He's always been part of the leadership group, but to wear the C is a much different of a burden on a guy. Some guys handle it really well. Some guys, it can almost paralyze them. And so we had lots of talks before the season, and when we made the decision, obviously from the outside looking in, it looks like a real easy decision, and it wasn't so many ways, but there's other factors that go in it. But he's handled it incredibly. I mean, you see what he's done, not just on his output offensively, but night to night, and you see his minutes, what he plays, and I've tried to take minutes away in certain areas, but it seems like every game I need him in those situations, whether it's a D-zone draw, whether it's a penalty kill draw, whether it's a key draw and 6-on-5, whatever, he's out there, and he's a guy that he goes about his business every single day, drives it in practice, leads by example. He doesn't speak a lot, which is great. And I think that's one of his best qualities. I think he just shuts up and plays, which I love about him. And we need more players like that. And I think that's what he's done, and his ability to elevate his play as a first-year captain has been really impressive.
Just taking the side door on Jeff's question a minute ago. If Laine can't play tonight, you only have 11 forwards here at present, correct?
We do.
Would you go 70, or do you have somebody on the way from Cleveland?
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's no other way I can ask that.
You can ask it any way you want, but I'll give you the same answer.
Anyone else? You said Elvis, right? Elvis is in.
Elvis is in, yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.